In this video, we're going to be covering model view options. Let's open up the model view options dialog, get an idea of what is possible here. Now, the model view options is a way of modifying the view settings of different elements throughout your model with a couple clicks. Now, the things that you can modify are for the most part built into Archicad, and you either accept the way that you make the choices that you're given, and that's it for the most part. So for example, columns you can do with a symbol. You can do hidden line if it's underneath the slab. So these are two choices for a column. A beam can be shown as a contour with an axis, axis only, contour only, hidden underneath the slab. So you see the idea of how this works. So these choices are built into Archicad. Similar choices with curtain wall, some choices with the stair, how things are going to look, what's going to show up as railings, if it's simplified, full, or schematic. We'll cover some of these railing and stair details when we do a stair video. Now, these features from here down, most of them anyhow, these are from objects. So you can create a GDL object that doesn't actually have an object at all. And what it does is it creates an interface for the model view options. So there is an object somewhere in a library that Archicad's finding. It's creating this interface for the cabinet image, not the CAD image cabinets. There we go. And so CAD image decided on what these choices are going to look like, what choices we're going to have. And that's all coming from a custom GDL object. These are custom settings that are not existent. Similarly, CAD image created something for their stairs, coverings, electrical. If you're having anything strange showing up or not showing up, you may find that you need to check your model view options. Now this one's important and comes up a lot. And if your doors aren't showing as glass, if you're not seeing the full detail, then often it is this parameter, and I generally like to keep everything to the full detail. You know, computers are fast now, it's not really a problem. These are some miscellaneous library part controls, GDL. So these are things that have come through from Graphisoft. And so the objects, the Graphisoft objects in this case, or the CAD image objects in these cases, are able to read the parameters that are listed here, and then the GDL objects are programmed to behave differently based on what choices are selected. Lastly, I have created a GDL object that creates model view options, and here are the two options I have right now. So some of my objects read these and then behave differently based on the setting. This one's used for some can lights, for instance. This one's used for the beam tool, how it models. And so it's looking to these parameters to decide how to display. Once you've set up your whole slew of choices here, you can save that as one setting, and then that setting is selected down here below, and different. So for example, the site plan just turns the doors and windows off. You can turn the markers, window and door markers, on and off. All these things are done with the model view option. So the model view option, in conjunction with the graphic override, gives you a lot of power to display your plans any way you'd like. Now, my general strategy is to have one model view option set up for each type of sheet. That gives me full control over how every sheet shows up, and I don't have to try to remember which one's used for which. So I just make one per sheet, and that seems to work pretty well. This model view option is then saved as part of your view so that the drawings can be presented in a particular way. So that's the basics of the model view options. Notice here that you can import and export. It'll make an XML file. So if you need to bring your options from one file to another, I've even moved them from different versions of Archicad as long as you're moving upward. This is a quick way to move all of these, because there's a lot of choices and setup here. So you can just export the whole file and then import it. So that is a real quick overview of model view options.